not a moment. When they see you down, just know they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back. I'm your host Bobby. I got a special guest with me, man. It's been a minute, bro. I can't even think of the last time I seen you since we bumped into each other at the gas station, bro. Yeah. I went away from my my little statement. I went away in '08. So probably like around that time, maybe early 2007-ish, something like that, bro. And that's 15. You know what I mean? It's been a minute. So why don't you tell the people who you are, tell the people your name, where you're from, and just a little bit about yourself, my guy.
Name's Elo. Everybody knows my Elo. Where I'm from, it's like I don't even know how to say it.
Okay, so just break it down. You grew up out here. I mean, I've known you a while. You grew up out here in Cambridge.
Yeah, I grew up. Yeah. I consider myself from Cambridge.
Okay, and you came over here. You were born where?
I was born in Cape Verde.
In Cape Verde. All right. So why don't you tell the people who may not know where that is? Tell people where it is. A little bit about your country, bro.
Now we're Africans. West Coast of Africa.
West Coast of Africa. Now is it an island or it's a group of islands?
Yeah, it's like a group of islands, 10 islands.
Kind of like a Hawaii thing, and you got different islands.
Something like that. It's like a tropical place. Yeah.
Okay. And how long were you there before you came over here, bro?
I think I was like 9.
9. So you remember vividly. Not
really
vividly everything, but I'm sure you have memories of Cape Verde.
Somewhat, but the thing is, when I came out here, I stopped hanging with Cape Verdeans.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know 90% of my cousins.
Right.
Like, all my family. Because I was hanging in Cambridge.
Right.
Not that many Cape Verdeans in Cambridge.
Right.
So, basically, it was like, I'm Americanized.
Right.
At a young age.
Right.
School, I forgot my language.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah. So, when you came over here, did you speak... What language do Cape Verdeans speak, for people who don't know?
We speak Creole, Cape Verdean Creole, and in school they speak Portuguese.
Okay. It's a different...
We're a mix of Africans and Portuguese.
Okay. Because, you too, we grew up around a lot of Portuguese guys, and I feel like you guys was always able to at least somewhat communicate.
Understand each other,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
The language was always there. I always understood it, but I couldn't come up.
Well, use it or lose it, like anything.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, we get out, if you're not working out, when we get out, you're going to lose that too, bro. You know what I mean? Man. So use it or lose it, especially... and how fast did you learn the English language? Were you speaking any of that over there?
Nah.
Okay.
I was a kid. It wasn't that long. I went to King Open.
King Open? Okay.
Yeah, so basically all my friends was like Americans.
Right.
So I had to learn.
Okay.
Before they started picking on me. You feel me?
Yep.
And you know how the kids out
kids
here.
Are ruthless.
They don't speak no English, they'll pick on you. But I wasn't going for that.
Right.
Like
Well, a lot of people too, like I look back to kids that do make fun of other kids for maybe accents or not knowing the language, but now I'm like, how stupid were we? We don't even realize that's a second language, bro. Like that's smart. I don't, you know what I mean? Like
they don't understand it, but it's just like us making fun of Indians when they talk.
Right.
Like grown people.
Right. Yeah.
Grown. I do that.
Yeah.
It's not being any type of way, but we do that.
It's not. Yeah. It sounds different to us. We might think it's funny and stuff like that. No, a lot of times it ain't nothing about trying to be rude or anything.
It's just the accent.
Right.
So,
all right, man. So walk me through, man. Like, when did you start getting in trouble? Did it start at school? When did you start getting in trouble with the law?
In school.
It starts with school.
Actually,
I feel like
middle school.
Detention, suspension. Walk me through that.
My first fight in school was a girl. Actually, I thought she was a boy. I had to hit her right.
Damn.
Yeah, still. Yeah.
It happened.
It was middle school.
Damn. What happened? What happened? What got you to that point? Did she disrespect you?
It comes down to bullying.
Okay.
So I couldn't really speak English like that when I first came out here, and she took my basketball. We go to the gym in the morning. And I'm like, get my basketball bag. I got temper. Like I got an ill temper. My basketball bag. So I just cracked her.
Damn.
And they suspended me.
Right.
But it's like, they're like, oh, you hit a girl. It's not a girl, it's a boy. I mean,
right.
She had the haircut, town boy, and everything.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And it's different too when you're kids. It's not like you've reached that point of like, we go through puberty and then boys become strong, like naturally, stronger than females and women and stuff like that. Hold on, I'm just gonna adjust that a little bit. There we go.
Yeah.
Try to get your face up in there, man. Get that handsome grill out there, man. You look good. No, for real, you look good, bro, man.
You, man. Getting old, but
so, all right, so you started getting in trouble in the school and stuff like that. Now, when did you fast forward a little bit? Now the law. Now you started getting arrested and stuff like that. What were you getting arrested for?
First time I got arrested was 14 for beating somebody up. Me and my mans, we jumped him.
Okay.
I think he was drunk.
So you were
I'm not
juvenile.
gonna say his name, but you know, he
Right,
knows
right.
who he is.
Whatever.
Yeah, we right here, right there.
We
on
ain't
Elm
trying to
Street.
expose nobody,
Yeah.
you know.
Nah, we
It is
cool
what it is.
now.
Plus, if you jump somebody, you know, it is, you know.
Yeah,
Even if you get jumped, like, you supposed to lose anyway, so it is what it is.
yeah, we were stupid for that, but we broke his window.
Right,
We broke
okay.
his car window.
Okay.
And
And now you going to juvenile court for all that?
yeah. Juvenile court, mom's bugging out. Mom's
Of course.
just like, oh, you're not a citizen. You can like, Mom, I'm a kid.
Right,
Talking
right.
about a citizen.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Right. We don't
So,
realize
yeah.
we put a lot through our
Then,
parents.
Second time was, I can't remember what the second time I was getting arrested, like
A
back
lot.
to back. Yeah. Then I started gangbanging. That's when really things went downhill.
All right. What drew you to that lifestyle?
Yo, tell you the truth, it was just like the limelight, like just seeing people do that.
Right.
And out of nowhere, people in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be.
You wanted
Accepted.
that respect, that fear.
Nah,
Some
it's
people
like
have fear of gang members, you know.
It's just a
Status symbol, maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
You're already somebody, but you're like, maybe if I do this,
Right.
you get more. As a kid, I was
Sense
like,
of
15.
belonging and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
too,
sense
man.
of
It's good to
belonging.
have.
It's basically coming from a household where you don't have anybody. Your mother's at work 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Stepfather's a drunk. You're just like, I'm on my own. You're making your own money.
Mm-hmm.
Moms don't know what you're doing. She thinks you're at home playing.
Right.
You're really in the street. So that's when, and then you got these old heads in your ear. Like, oh, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you come to us, you do this. In reality, you're young doing better than them.
Right.
But you don't see it because you're still young. So that's what got me into gangbanging.
And they see that. I feel like, you know, they see that in you. I wasn't a gangbanger or nothing, but just like older heads from the neighborhood, they'll see it in you too and be like, man, this is a perfect dude to groom.
Yeah, of
or
course.
for
And that's
whatever. You know what I mean?
That's what they did, and that's what they was basically trying to put things in your head to do when basically they're not even that type of person.
Right, they're trying to get you to do
do
something
their
because
dirt,
they really are not really about that,
Even
don't
if
want
they're
to,
about that, but
or
they
just
don't want to get in trouble.
right,
But they got a little guy that could go and just
right. So it's almost like sending them on a crash dummy mission.
basically, yeah. It's like, yeah.
Like if you're not willing to do it yourself, like don't expect it from someone. You know what I mean? Someone else to do
OG
it.
call.
Right,
But now you look at it like, how stupid was I?
right. We look
Like,
back, yeah,
Yeah, like how stupid was I? But
misguided. You know what I mean?
so
It
yeah,
is what
rest
it
of,
is.
yeah, around there. Then drugs, getting caught up with drugs, just not, just selling them, just
The money,
walking around, getting hot.
right,
Everybody knows you. Then the police starts knowing your name,
Right.
And you're getting shot.
right,
You're doing this, you're doing that. And Cambridge is small.
right.
Around
Oh
where we
yeah,
grew up, it's
Yep.
small.
Mhm.
Police station right on the street.
Facts.
Police driving around every day. Who's this new face? Or who's this kid?
Mm-hmm. It don't take long too before they know you, and then they
Then
got
it
an
was-
eye on you,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. That's that. So first time actually getting locked up, man. You just came home from a. Was that your first bid? Did
Nah,
you ever?
I had got 90 day in Cambridge. It was the worst 90 days ever because but actually I got capped out after 3 days because my first
But,
one of my first things. They let me out after 3 days, but
and where was that? Again?
Cambridge jail.
Cambridge jail. And that was the old jail. They had you up in all the way in the 20th floor. all
yeah,
that
with
shit.
them, and the bunks.
Yep.
That was the worst. I could see
overflow.
my house. I could see my room.
Bro, you ain't lying. I remember
No,
looking out the
like,
window, being able to see
the lights being
like,
on and all
or
that.
seeing
Like,
who's like, damn, Adam's home.
Yeah.
or whatever, whoever,
I'm sitting
bro.
there like, who's in my room right now?
No
Like,
lie, bro.
you know,
My
so-
dad was telling me how when he was locked up in Cambridge back in the day, I was a kid. We lived on Hurley Street. So that
Yeah.
park, not Hurley Park, but the one a little further down, like behind the
Mm-hmm.
jail. He would tell me how he would see my mom
Yeah,
with
yeah,
us there. And I'm like, damn. And
It was
even
the
just
worst.
looking out the window, like the
worst.
neighborhood, it's like, it's so close, but it's so far away. Time-wise, because you ain't seen that for, well, I mean, you obviously it depends on the seriousness of your charge,
of
but you
course.
sitting in Cambridge, you waiting trial, usually that's the beginning of the process. So it's like, damn, so close but so far away, man.
Yeah, see, me, they gave me that because they gave me a $2,500 bill, but it was because I already had too many cases.
Right.
So they're like, dude, this kid's getting arrested
Right.
left and right.
They start revoking bails.
Yeah, they're like, oh, nah, you got to do 90 days, then you come home.
Right.
Post bail. To me, I was like, whatever, 90 days. No,
Yeah.
It's just summertime, though. But
That's
then
the worst. Yeah,
let
that's
me
the
out.
worst. You miss the
That
summer.
was the
Summers are
first-
short up here, bro. I tell you that much,
That was
and I'm
the
grateful.
first time actually being in, like, for a couple of days. Then
And-
fast forward 20,
Did you ever get locked up as a juvenile, or you just
Nah.
did the probation?
Yeah,
Okay.
probation.
So that's the first. So you locked up, man. They closed that door behind you, man. Your older mans ain't there. Your mom ain't there. Daddy ain't there to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Like you a young dude. What was that like? What was your mentality?
At first, you know, you hear stories. You're in the streets. You don't think you get caught. You think you're smarter than everybody else. But
Right.
In reality, you're really a crash dummy. You get ready to go to jail anytime soon. But once that door closed, I started looking around like, oh, this shit ain't that bad.
Right.
Because I was still, like, thinking streets.
Well, we always make things out too naturally to
Yeah.
be more than they are in our head too. I remember, I don't know why, just sitting in like holding cells, and I would hear voices, dudes talking to each other, and in my head I'm visioning this ill like convict, and I get out and I'm like, oh, dude, look like a square. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, your mind is like,
taking your sneakers and stuff like that. You're like, oh man, I'm a skinny, mind you. I was 132 pounds.
I remember,
Actually, less,
so
I gotta fight.
Yeah,
I'm
but a lot of times, well, that's different too. But a lot of times, like I always say, like one fight can prevent 100 if you do well enough. You know what I'm saying? And people know you're willing to throw. A lot of times, people are looking for the easy victim. So if they know you're willing to throw, even if they think they could beat you up, like don't anybody could get a broken nose off of one punch or anybody like that. You don't want to get in trouble.
Yes. I got beat up.
So what happened? Walk me through. Like what happened with your first fight? What was it about? Was it was it a gang thing? Was it
Cambridge jail? They let me out after 3 days, but Ricka was where it was really.
That's when you started getting into fights and stuff.
Even then was smooth because I did 2 in a day over there, but you know you got these. I was a Crip, so blood niggas coming in. But I got this personality.
No, I'm hip. And Middlesex County is a real big blood and Latin kings, right? So what was that like being a Crip and having to deal with all that, bro?
Yeah, mind you, I walked in there, I couldn't even do 5 push-ups, like literally.
I remember you from back in the day. You was like a little dude. You're younger than me too, so.
Yeah, so I wasn't scared because that's the thing. Like my mother always put that in me, like don't have to fear anything,
right?
But God,
right. I like that.
I was in there like, all right.
Easier said than done.
Go to the hole. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to go to the hole. But this is my first time really in and knew me, and Cambridge jail was nothing.
Right.
But now I got a cellie. He's snoring at night. I'm telling him to stop snoring. We get ready.
It's the little stuff.
Yeah, I gotta go to the hole for 5 days. Come back because he's snoring. He don't want to check in, so we just.
You had to bang it out.
Yeah.
I almost got in a fight over the fucking light. Dude want to read all night, sleep all he was
I
scared to go out during pop. You know what I mean? Where dudes is out, but he want to be up all night and read like.
But see, in Barica, it's a soft jail.
Facts compared,
Because all you gotta do is tell a person, man, listen, I'm a man though. You get 12 and a half.
Right.
What you want to do? I'll go to the hole for 30 days and come back.
That's
They're
it
like,
too.
oh, I don't want to do it. I'll go talk to the SEALs and get out of here.
And by 12 and a half, you mean
that 12 and a half days,
good time. Yeah. Just so for the people that don't know, right?
Yeah. So it's like, I'm a man. I had to do 2 in a day.
Right. That whole time, losing good time, you ain't. Because a lot of times people will calculate. I know I was doing it. You like, okay, 12 and a half days. I got 10 months left. You doing the math, bro. So now your head is thinking, I'm getting out August, whatever. So now you don't want to. Yep. I can see that too.
I couldn't see parole.
And you don't see parole?
No, good
as
time.
A man, though.
Now you can. Now you can because a couple of dudes I know that was in there came home.
What charge were you on? Just
school zones.
It was. I figured it was drugs with the Mando.
But see, I had an ICE hold on me.
Talk about that. First of all, what's ICE and how did they have a hold on you?
Immigration, Homeland Security. So basically, if you're not a citizen, once you get a year, if you get 364 days, you can't get deported. If you get that 65 days, you're getting deported. There's nothing about it. People are like, oh, nah, you can fight. There's no fight in immigration. Nothing. Right. You can't fight them. So after like 2 months in, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know they could do that to me.
Right.
So after like 2-3 months in, these suits came in. They're like, they called me. Go downstairs. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Why am I going downstairs?
So just to clarify, 2-3 months in on a 2-year bid, mandatory bid, and then the ICE comes in. All right.
They come and see me, and they're like, oh, we're immigrations. Like, immigration for what? Like, I'm still lost. Like, immigration for what? I'm getting ready to go home. I'm like, I'm gonna see parole in a year.
Right.
I'm trying to do my best to do good. GED,
right.
Everything. So then they're like, oh nah. After this, we pick you up when you leave. Your family don't pick you up. You get picked up and go to ICE holding, which is basically another jail. It's like, for what?
Damn.
Yeah, you got to contact a lawyer, this and that, and the third. So right away, I got on the phone with my mother, like, oh, these ICE is here. She's like, oh, I knew that. Why didn't you tell me? Like,
right.
But she didn't want to put that in my head. I'm already in. So basically, all that, they didn't come see me when I left. Like.
So you talking about you wrapping up your Mando, you ready to go home. You go home.
I'm sitting in the cell downstairs.
Oh, what?
Holding,
to get released.
Waiting for them to come pick me up, ICE. But the CO is like, sign your papers and go home. I'm like, what? Sign your papers and go home. I'm like, I could just sign this paper and go home. Nobody's outside to pick me up, so I'm by myself.
Right.
He's like, yeah, sign your papers. They put me in that bus, drove me to the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, they probably picked me up in the parking lot. These ICE people, you know, the immigration probably coming. Nah, nothing. So I come home. I get a ride from one of my mans, actually. I came home the same day. I come to Cambridge. I'm trying to do good. Get my ID, get everything situated, looking for jobs. I go to the gym. I came from the gym. I was going to get my house key from somebody. And I see this car behind my house. In front of my house, actually. My man's just like, yo, that's the feds. So, I'm not doing anything.
Right.
You know, I'm
you
cool.
figured you're good.
Yeah.
You got out, if anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hip.
so, next thing you know, I go to the store to pick up my keys. I'm walking back. They run up on me. Like 3 Tahoes. They're like, oh, Lopes? I'm like, yeah, what's this about? Like, I'm clean. Like, just like, I'm clean. I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, now immigration, you basically slid through the cracks. I'm like, what you mean? They're like, we're supposed to pick you up, but your date changed.
Damn. Oh, because of the good time? Oh, no, you didn't get good time. How did it walk me through how it changed?
They had me.
Was it a weekend thing or something? Was your original date a weekend, maybe?
I think it was something like that because I was supposed to get out on the 14th, but I got out on the 13th of June.
Maybe it was like a Saturday or Sunday.
I think that's what it was.
Because they don't let people out on the weekends.
So they're like, oh, there's nothing. You're just going to go Burlington and sign some papers. And I'm still gullible. I'm like, all right, I'll go over there and sign some papers and get out. That's it. Your country's not accepting nobody right now.
Right.
They didn't went in my pocket and found my passport because I had no ID yet. I
Okay.
need ID to get into the gym. I'm like, all right. It's like 7 o'clock at night. I'll be home soon, you know, like. So I go there. I sign the papers. Next thing you know, I'm in South Bay with the orange jumpsuit again. Like, damn, I'm here again. Now there's all these Cape
Was that your first time in South Bay?
Yeah.
So what was that like? South Bay's a little different than the Middlesex.
We
little.
was in the immigration side. Okay. It's like it's a jail. They're not supposed to. ICE is not supposed to put you in a jail.
Okay.
Because you're not sentenced.
Right.
You're waiting to get deported.
Right.
So you're supposed to be in a holding.
Okay.
But they give you meals 3 times a day. You got to order your canteen. You got to wear their jumpsuits. Everything. Jail.
Damn.
So then a year later.
So you're sitting in Nash for a year or South Bay?
Yeah. South Bay for a whole year fighting my case. The first day you go see the judge, you see the judge through a monitor.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, you did this case, this, not a third, you got sentenced to this, and now you're getting, you're ordered deported. Your lawyer don't say anything. Your lawyer's just standing there like this.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
He can't say anything.
Damn.
Like, immigration is the
Why
worst
did
thing
it
to
take?
fight.
Okay, why did it take a year?
Because you keep putting appeals in, hopefully.
So you could stay.
You could reopen your case.
Okay.
In criminal court. Because once you reopen your case in criminal court, now you don't have a conviction. They have to let you out. By law, they have to let you out. So I kept putting pills in every 30 days, putting the pills in until one day, I guess they was fed up with it and was like, Lopes, pack your bags. All the Cape Verdeans was going to the streets. There was about 150 of us.
Yeah, for people that don't know, there's a big Cape Verdean population in Boston, New Bedford. All that stuff.
So basically, my man's just like, oh, nah, you going home. I'm like, nah, I got a bad feeling, man. They got my passport.
The only one out of all those people?
Yeah, because before that, there was another man from Brockton they tried to ship out because they got a passport. He fought them on a plane 3 times. Damn. They sent him to the feds for 5 years.
There you go.
Yeah,
hold that.
Yeah, for fighting an officer, basically.
Right.
A federal agent. So dude's like, if they send you, just go to the plane and fight. I'm like, I'm tired of being in jail, dude. Like, I'm 20, I was 23, 24. I don't want to be here no more.
That shit'll make you grow up fast, bro.
Yeah, real
Getting locked up,
being
bro.
in jail just...
Because I see people, too, who are like 24, 25, and I remember getting out at like 25 and being like,
but
that shit definitely matured me. It's different. Different people are the same age as when they went in if they don't make that change.
All different.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll go back to the subject. But listen, being in jail, right, I see people, I asked a lot of dudes, I'm like, yo, what you gonna do when you get out? Same thing, smarter.
Right.
I do. You got nobody sending you canteen. I know people from Cambridge that we used to hang out was getting good money in the streets. Not one soup in there. We had to take care of them.
Right.
And you come home within 6 months, you're back in.
Doing something wrong.
You think like you're going backwards? You're doing something smart. So you're smarter than these cops now.
Right.
There's no way.
The definition of insanity, right, is doing the same thing. Like they say in AA is doing the same thing over and over, expect there is different results. You know what I mean?
There is different results. You go from...
Well, the result is now you're doing more time because now you're in on a second and That was my state bid was a second and subsequent distribution offense, which at the time held 5 Mando with a 2.5 on and after. Luckily, on the plea they dropped the Mando straight distribution, and I think they changed the laws anyway, where they're not doing the Mandos and all that stuff.
I was telling somebody the other day, I said, not to sound like a hypocrite, I don't feel bad for niggas going to jail no more. I really don't. If you're over 20, you're going to jail. You got kids, you got a baby mama or whatever. You're going to jail. Stay. Don't call me. Don't. I did my bid. I went to Cape Verde for 8 years. I did everything. Don't call me, because you're the one that chose this life. You should have known.
Especially people who've been in already. Because sometimes you don't know. You don't know till you know. You know what I mean? But then when you know...
Yeah, but you know people that's been in there.
Right.
They're calling you for money.
Right.
Why would you want a CO looking at your girl's pictures?
Right.
A CO telling you can't have two mattresses.
Right. Stupid stuff. Right. You get a little bit... You get a couple more T's sometimes than 4 or 5, and they start taking T-shirts and stuff.
And you buying it with your own money.
Stupid stuff.
So that's why I don't feel bad for niggas when people going to jail anymore. I really
Right.
don't.
So you're sitting there for a year. Eventually, you're in the cell with all them Cape Verdeans. You the only one that gets the what happens? They call your name, and next thing you know, you go to the airport. Like, how's that work?
I come downstairs and take a shower because I had just came from the gym, play basketball, take a shower. Your plane leaves in an hour. So now you're stuck. Like, what? And they just look at you and keep writing.
Right.
Nothing else. It's just like your plane leaves in an hour.
Damn.
I'm like, what do you mean? My lawyer don't know. My moms don't know. I'm supposed to have a package, like a suitcase or something. I can't go out there with nothing.
No.
They're like, oh, we don't care. I'm like, all right.
Damn.
Can I get a phone call?
That's cold.
No. Can't get a phone call. Like, all right. So I took a shower. It was probably the longest shower of my life. So they bring me to the airport, and I asked one of the ICE agents, I say, can I call my mom's? Because I don't know where I'm going. I have nobody out there in Cape Verde. I have no money. 3 manila envelopes, shorts, sneakers, and some wife beater, the same way I came in. So who's picking me up at the airport out there?
Oh my God, that's gotta be
I got a father I don't mess
bro.
with out there. You feel me? So it's like, whose house am I going to?
So you didn't frequently visit Cape Verde as a kid growing up? None of that? It's not like your family over?
Wow. I don't know no family.
So you get there almost like it's a new world almost.
Yeah, so they let me use a phone. And I call my mom. She's hysterical. She's going through it. She's like, I'm calling the lawyer right now. I'm like, there's nothing you could do. Call the lawyer still.
Yeah, right.
The plane leaving in 20 minutes. Wow. So I'm sitting there. I'm not cuffed because I'm not going as a deportee. I'm going as a person that's on vacation. That's how they did it. That was a trick with me.
What do you mean by that?
Like, basically,
what's the
when
difference?
You're getting deported, like, when the Cape Verdean government issues your travel documents to the ICE, you get cuffed up. You get 2 ICE agents on the plane with you until they get to Cape Verde. But me, they just threw me on the plane. I was like, all right, get out. Like, basically out this country.
Damn.
Yeah. So
they put you on like a commercial flight?
Yeah, regular flight. Regular flight. Yeah, so
Is that like that's not normal for a deportation?
No,
I'm not
you're
hip,
on a
really.
regular plane.
Okay.
You're on a regular plane. But the problem is, I'm sitting there. All these people that's going on vacation already see me, these two ICE agents at the airport.
Right.
I'm not embarrassed. It's like, it's life.
It
But
is
I'm
what it is.
sad
Right.
at the same time. I'm leaving everything I know behind because people used to tell me in ICE, like, everybody that got deported will never come back. So I'm sitting there like, damn, this is it for me. Like, everything I know is here. I don't know nothing out there.
And like you said, you didn't even know the language, bro.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there in my mind. I'm like, I'm about to tear it up out there. I know a couple people that went back, their family and stuff out here. I got their contact. So I'm like, I'm going. These dudes already got out to the streets out here. I'm gonna call them, link up with their peoples out there. I'm tearing it up. I'm not. Listen, man. I'm tearing everything up. Right. That's my thinking. Like, I'm not
man on a mission.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach them a lesson, basically. So I got there. My cousin's not there to pick me up because my mom had to call my cousin. So I'm sitting there at the airport like, damn.
Damn, just no clue what to do, where to go.
This dude, he's from Brockton. He saw me over there at the airport. He comes to me. He's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Nah, man." He's like, "Here's a cell phone. Call your mother." I call my mother out here at 4:00 in the morning out here. She's like, "Oh, your cousin not there?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't know what she look like. She's not here." I calls my cousin. My cousin gives a number. I call her. She's like, "Take a taxi over here because I can't get up right now to go over there." I'm like, how am I gonna take a taxi with no money?
Damn. That's
like
wild.
This is like you think it's a movie? This is a true story. This is really what happened to me. So I'm like, so my dude gave me $50. I got in the cab. I don't even know money. I gave the dude the taxi driver the whole 50.
Not even knowing how much.
Yeah, like, here's the money. So I get out there the next morning when I woke up from that, that ill sleep. Woke up, my cousin bringing me outside. Mind you, I got no clothes. I'm like, this is it.
Damn.
I was in the Capitol. It was cool over there. It was all right. So I was like, this is it. I guess. Gotta start, I go and take the money that my mother sent me, buy some clothes, get the phone. I'm still lost, dumbfounded. Like, what's going on? People outside, selling stuff outside. Kids with no shirt on, like no clothes on. Like, I'm not really in Africa.
Poverty on a whole different level.
Yeah, you come from Cambridge.
Right.
You come from right here. You see MIT, Harvard, and everything. They go to Boston, you see. So I'm like, this is it. For the rest of my life, I got to make a move. How did you,
now what happened? You were there for 8 years. Eventually, you get back legally.
Yeah.
And all that. Walk me through that process, actually, because I had somebody actually hit me up online talking about they over there, they got deported, and he was like, how did he do it? I'm like, well, I'm going to ask him on the podcast.
This is the trick, right? Once you get deported, everybody forgets about you.
Same as when you get locked up.
Yeah.
Same type of idea.
I had nobody out there. When I had actually one of my best friend. He held me down for, throughout the whole 8 years. My mother, I didn't see my mother for 8 years and some change. They didn't let her come to visit me.
Wow.
No family members ever put no money towards a lawyer. My mother paid $30-something thousand by herself. Mind you, she got to pay car notes, freaking rent. My niece, my sister, she got to do all that. And she got to, mind you, I'm a grown man. I can't work out there because there's no jobs for me. Right. She got to send me money to eat. You know how that feels coming from getting money out here?
Right.
So sometimes I just sit back and like, damn, man, how did I get myself in this situation? So she kept going with the lawyer. Everybody told her that has kids that got deported, like, don't waste your money. He's not coming back.
Accept it.
She's like, my son's coming back. She used to tell me all the time, like, my son's coming back. You're coming back.
Word, look at you. You back, bro.
But I'm like, yeah, my eye, whatever. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm content to staying out there. I was going to Italy.
But if she would have gave up, you definitely wouldn't have came back. You know what I mean? So you got to put it on. Yeah.
So the lawyer this is the process. You got to, like I said earlier, you got to reopen your case.
Okay. Same criminal. So you appeal the actual case.
Yeah, and hopefully the judge feels bad for you.
Now, how can you reopen it? Now, if you pled out on it, are you still able to reopen it? Did you go to trial? So is that why you were able to reopen it so many times?
Sometimes, what's that thing called when your lawyer's really not, I forgot what they call it.
An effective counsel or something like that?
Something like that. He had my lawyer sign a paper saying, this is my immigration lawyer, that he really didn't work, which he didn't.
Right.
So the judge looked at it like, this kid's been deported. Like, all right.
Just trying to get a little closer to the mic.
So he dismissed the case. Like, she dismissed the case. So my 2018.
And this is while you were in
Cape Verde, 2018. my mom's like my lawyer. They called me. They're like, oh, good news. I'm like, what is it? He's like, you have no more convictions in the United States.
Hey.
I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. So what's the next step? He goes, we're gonna try to go through ICE and see if they can reinstate your papers now.
Damn.
I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Cause I know ICE. I know how they work. They don't work. How do I say? They corrupt.
Okay.
Like real corrupt. Like trust me, I might get in trouble even for saying this.
Right.
But
it's a government agency.
Yeah.
But I feel like anything that's ran by humans, we're all human. It's gonna be angles for corruption, and people are not perfect. There's bad people in positions of power. There's good people. There's bad people who are homeless. There's good people who are homeless, and everything in between. That's how I really look at it.
ICE agents, I saw people that they used to bring, the Ethiopians. They used to bring them downstairs for meals and stuff, and never see them again.
Fucking
They
disappear.
get ship out, like for real, like Jamaicans.
And especially if you're over here from another country.
Yeah, they don't care. Refugees. My man's out there in Sierra Leone. He came out here 6 months old.
Wow.
He has nobody out there. His whole family got wiped out from that war.
That's wild.
I talk to him a lot too, so basically, after all that, they reopened my case and whatever. 2018, 2019, we put the paper in through ICE. They didn't answer.
So they reopen your case now. Do you have to go back to trial? With the case?
Yeah, I didn't go to trial because the judge just dismissed it. Yeah, right away.
Shit.
Dismissed it, which was good, because I could have lost trial again.
I bet.
And that was my problem. I was like, I'm gonna lose this trial. But then, like I said, went through ICE. ICE took a year and some change to answer.
So your case is dismissed, you're sitting there and it's still sitting in Cape Verde.
Yeah, you're hoping the ICE be like, all right.
Because you got to wait for them to go back?
Yeah.
You can't just hop on the next commercial flight.
You're still deportable. You still got that ICE hold on you. You still got that stamp on your name. Like, he can't come back. It's like a flight, it's like a flight ban.
Right.
So my lawyer was like, all right, we're going to try to work with them. They answered back like, yeah, we'll reinstate his paper. Like, basically, you get your green card and your Social Security back. It's like your overstayed visa. Like, you go out there, you just overstayed. And there's no chance. You can't come back. Only ICE could tell you to come back.
Damn.
So that was 2019, 20. COVID hit.
And you're still over there when COVID hit?
COVID hit.
Shit.
I was like, I'm like, why me?
Right, like, come on, you can't be serious. Yeah. The whole world is stopping now? Like, the whole world? Like, seriously, right when I'm about to go back? God.
Mind you, I was going to Italy. I got my passport, not to come to America, because I didn't think it was going to work to go to Italy, because I had a girl that was Italian working out there as an NGO, for NGO. So, me and her, like, all right, we go to Italy, then COVID hit, everything is closed. I'm like, damn.
Adjust and adapt.
Yeah. So, then, in the midst of the COVID, ICE not answering, embassies closed down, and when it started opening up again, my lawyer was like, contact the embassy. I contacted them. I was like, we can give you an interview. I said, okay. I went, I got all the paperwork that I needed from the judge out here, from the immigration. I went out there, and it was like, all right, there's 2 steps to this process. We accept you, we accept your application, but now you're going to have to go and get all these documents that we need, which is I had to show everywhere I lived out here, schools that I went to, jobs where I worked, everything.
So how do you get those documents when you're in Cape Verde?
My lawyer had to go through with me in Zoom, and I had to tell her. Even Barica, even South Bay is where I lived for a year, and then 2 years in Barica. So
wow,
I had to remember all this. I'm like, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, you need this. This is what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So I did all that, and then I went back. They gave me another interview, so I went back. As I got to the island, they sent me an email. Oh, Mr. Lopes, we can't take your interview now because you don't have a document from ICE. I'm like, damn, like, why me again? You know, I'm in the process. Yeah, I'm getting ready to come back.
And it gets discouraging, stuff like that, bro. Like, you want to almost give up, but you came too far to give up.
I sent my lawyer the email. She sent them an email spazzing on them. Like, oh, we're going to contact the senator. My client has the right to come back. And I'm like, I'm never going back. Now she's threatening American Embassy.
I'd be the type like, watch, I'm gonna go back and this plane gonna crash, bro. Like that's at this point, bro.
Why me?
Heard that, bro.
So I went to the embassy. She's like, go to the embassy on Monday. You make sure you're there. So I went to the embassy. They won't let you in. But the lady came outside to talk to somebody, and I approached her. She's like, Miss Lopes. She was a good lady too. She was nice. She was like, let me see the documents. She's not even supposed to do that. Check the documents outside, but she checked it. She was like, you don't have it.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, damn. So I went back to my island because I had to go to work. Me and my mans started contacting all these ICE agents, sending emails. I don't even know who I'm sending emails to. We're just doing it.
Send all.
Yeah,
Pretty
send them
much,
I need this. It basically is for the flight ban, for them to lift up the flight ban,
right?
So I could get on the plane and come back. Within 3 days, they called me. The embassy called me like, "Oh, Mr. Lopez, are you in Praia still?" Which is another island. I said, "Nah, I'm in Fogo, which is where I'm naturally from." They're like, "Oh, we want to give you an interview." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't have the documents." Oh, don't worry about the documents. I'm like, all right. So I go, I'm happy. Like, you don't understand. Like, you know when you take a kid to a candy shop?
Right.
They go, oh, ice cream?
Right.
That's how it was.
Just
So I was walking
glowing.
I was walking on air.
Yeah.
I just beat a life sentence.
Yeah, your cheeks is like...
Like, this just it feels better than winning $1 million.
Right. Can't put a price on freedom.
You can't. I'm stuck on an island, dude. Like, I can't go nowhere. I have no stamps on my passport to go no other countries.
Wow. That's wild.
And still, nobody that got deported believed me. They kept saying, you're wasting your time. Go to the embassy. This is your second interview. They're going to tell you no, then I'll give you the visa. I'm like, dude, I'm not going as a person that got deported. Now I'm going as a person that
stuck on
his visa.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's not going to work. So I went over there. They're like, all right, everything was good.
I mean, but what's the worst that could come from it if you do go there? You got to give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Fuck.
The worst is hell you know.
Yeah.
Go back to your regular life.
Yeah.
Couple of days stressing, but then, you know, go back to your...
exactly.
So they told me, we accept your visas.
And this is at the interview? You went to that second interview?
We'll give you a visa, but he's like, we're going to have to wait 3 weeks because some police pop-ups. He's like, but that's not a problem. He's like, this happens to everybody that's going back. I said, police pop-up. Do I have warrants out there? Because I didn't get out on
what do they mean by that, police pop-ups?
It's basically like, it's like warrants.
Okay.
But I didn't have any warrants. It was just like, it's like, that happens from Washington, D.C.
Oh.
So he had to contact his lawyer, like the embassy's lawyer in D.C., for him to clear it out. And then for them to call me and like, come back. So I went there 4 times.
Wow.
Every time I gotta go, I'm spending money I don't have.
Right.
Luckily, I had my mans. I was from out here, got deported too. He took me in every time. So I'm not paying a hotel.
Right.
And mom's just paying the lawyer, mind you, $500 a month. She can't be sending me money like that.
Right. There's only so much. Yeah.
I never called home.
She didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I hate that.
She didn't have to.
We put them through a lot, you know?
She didn't have to. She could have just said, you know what? F you, you're on your own.
Absolutely. I know plenty. I got plenty of friends whose moms would like. I got a mom like whatever, man. Like she always would do what she can for me. But some people are like, man, you grown now. Like,
yeah. So basically, when I got there, they're like, oh, go get your doctor's exams. There's a doctor's exams, police.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you something. Like the police record from out there. I never got in trouble with the police out there. Right. I gave somebody a ride. One day I was drunk. I caught a case.
God damn it.
3 weeks before I came out here.
Damn.
So now
I got. Did that hold you up? What was,
Nah, see, I was slick with it. I want to run from out there, basically.
Damn.
I got a case. My man's working on it right now.
That's wild.
I called my man's out there. He's a lawyer. I'm like, listen, what you gonna do? I'm in another island. Like, you're gonna go to court and tell them to reopen this case because they basically gave me $100 fine, but it would have showed up on the record. I said, reopen that case and tell them that you don't think that, it was reasonable.
Right.
So he did that.
Shit.
So when I came back to Fogo, took my police report, clean. My record was clean.
Shit.
Went right back to the embassy. Embassy was like, you don't have to make an appointment. Now you just call us and tell us what day you're coming in after you get all your documents and everything. So I did that. I was trying to work quick so I can
Hell
get out
yeah.
of here before this thing pops up.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
I just caught a case for no reason.
Right.
I did that. Went to the embassy, and after they told me 3 weeks, I'm in full stress and like, what if these police pop-ups don't go away? And after 3 weeks, my right hand man, my best friend from out here, hit me up. He was more happier than me. Like, hurry up and call them. Like,
Right.
Can you wait? Today, it was a Friday. I'm like, today's the 3rd week. Monday, I'm gonna call them. No, do it today. It's like, I'm not doing it. But it's me being scared of them telling me like, no.
Right.
So I'm really like, I don't want to send this.
Right.
I'm gonna wait for them to call me because I don't want them to be like, oh yeah, the police pop-ups never went away.
Right.
We can't print out your visa.
Would have been crushed, bro.
Yeah,
I can only
so-
imagine.
I'm sleeping at night, but I'm really not. I'm just thinking.
No peace of mind. No, yeah, bro. It's like,
Yeah, like if I go
that's
back,
a tough way to go, man.
Plus, you're thinking about if you go back, the life. Would you ever get back into that life?
Right.
I used to think that. Like friends.
Right.
You're used to having money. It's easily just get back in the same lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Start selling
Absolutely.
drugs. Start doing, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
That's
I
the
said,
easy way. So you
Yeah.
come back, man. You come, and then
Yeah.
what year did you end up coming back? What year
Came
was
back
this?
like 8 months ago.
Like 8 months ago.
Yeah,
So
9
it's
months
pretty
ago.
fucking fresh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So,
It felt good
hey,
too,
how's it
man.
feel, man, to be back in America?
yeah,
I mean, come on,
understand.
these people. I mean, so you've been deported, you've been locked up, man. You got a whole different perspective on freedom that a lot of people you don't realize what you got until it's gone, and that's definitely one thing with freedom. A lot of people especially from America, if you never did time, they don't get it until you could get it. You know what I mean? Unless you go through it, man. So how's it feel to be back, and what you been doing since you've been back, man?
Well, I got back about 8 months ago. Within 3 days, I had a job already. My man hooked me up with a job.
Word. That's big.
Because
now you got some sort of income at least.
Like I came back with a vengeance. Like I'm
Motivate,
gonna
like
make something
motivated,
out of myself.
like positive though, right?
Yeah, like everybody, I thought all my family members basically thought I was gonna be a crash dummy, a black sheep of the family. I'm gonna teach them something. I'm gonna show them something. But now everybody's calling me like, "Oh, how you doing? It's not third." Calling my mother and giving my mother basically the praises. So I just been focused, working, and
that's
taking
what's
care
up,
of my
bro.
family.
That's
You know,
what's up.
just what a grown man's supposed to do.
Yeah, take care of business.
Yeah, just do what I basically trying to make up the 8 years I have lost.
Yeah.
8 years and 4 months. You know,
Yeah.
that I have lost in Cape Verde. Not even the 3 years in jail.
Pace
'cause
yourself,
I
bro.
was still young.
Pace yourself. You know,
See.
if you plan on, like the way I always say, man, if you don't plan on going back, you got the rest.
Nah.
You got the rest of your
I'm
life.
going
No,
back.
no
Nah,
rush.
I'm going back.
No, I
I'm
mean
going
back to prison,
nah,
jail,
hell
whatever.
no.
You know, if you don't plan on going back to jail or
nah.
prison, you got the rest of your life to do this. You
Listen,
don't
man.
always gotta do it fast and get discouraged. And don't look at other people, man. As long as you like, man, did I make a move today that betters my situation from yesterday? That's all it is. Sometimes you'll make more moves than others, you know. As long, you know, and then sometimes you actually got to take a step back to take 2 forward.
Yeah.
Too, and that's life, man. So
You remember that lady? I don't know if you know that lady Martha that used to work in Billerica.
Martha, yeah, Martha,
that
ladies
lady.
and gentlemen.
She was shaking
What
her
she
head
used
and
to
all
say, yeah, I forget.
She told me, she said, because I used to tell her, like, let me tell you something. I don't have to be here in your class. I'm not a man, though. I'm leaving. She's like, yeah, you're rude. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to take your class. Your class not doing nothing to me. So one day, like 3 days before I left, she called me in her office. She's like, you'll be back here. I said, how much on the bet? That I won't be back here. She's like, you will.
Yep.
I said, why? She's like, cause you're going back to do the same thing. I'm like, who told you this? I'm like, I came to jail. I learned my lesson. I see how jails look. I had this, I'll say the name, tell me what to do every day. I caught him looking at my girl's pictures.
Right, shit.
Why would I want to come back here? I was like, what I did, I'll never do again.
Right.
I said, I made all that money for my mother sending me canteen money.
Right, now it's a net, now it's like a net loss.
Yeah,
like
like,
now
I
it's
didn't
like,
even pay
damn,
the
all the
lawyer.
money I had is gone, and I had to get money from my family, which is the whole point of why I was hustling, so you could provide for yourself. That's why you out there hustling anyway, so you could provide for yourself. Now you're sitting in a cell and you're like, it sucks, mom. You know, and moms usually, you know, parents, they're usually the ones that really hold it down more than
Like I said,
anybody,
man,
and they're
I
natural
was-
nurturers and stuff like that, man.
I was in Cape Verde for 8 years. If I tell you one of the family members that looked out for me, I'm lying.
Right.
None. Like, I remember my aunt went out there. One of my aunt went out there and said, she saw me. She's like, "Oh, why didn't you come see me?" I'm like, "What are you, sick? You dying?"
Right.
Cause see, I tell you like it is. I'm not gonna hide nothing in.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't like you, I don't like you. She
Straight
said,
up.
I said, she's like, "Why? Why'd you ask me that?" I was like, "You got a car, I don't. You can come and see me.
Mm-hmm.
You go and see everybody else.
Right.
Why you want me to go see you? You want me? You think I want handouts?
Right.
I don't need handouts.
Nope.
I make it. Listen, Bobby. One thing I can tell you, I make things happen for myself.
I mean, you
I'm
definitely
from Cambridge.
You
We from
definitely
Cambridge.
made it happen, and when everybody was telling you, "Don't even bother, man. You ain't going back." And look at you, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You back, bro, and you
I'm
made
back.
that
It
happen.
feels
And
good.
it's a team effort too. Even when you come out here,
Yeah.
man. I just posted earlier today, like life's a team sport,
Yeah,
bro.
it is.
Like if you
It
look
is.
at it like that, it'll change your life too, man. Because like you're a team member by helping me come in here. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
all. It's all a team sport.
Only
bro.
thing that I see
But
as
not
I
everybody.
came back, everything changed here. But then there's some friends of ours that I look at. What have you been doing all these
Stuck
years?
in the same place.
Yeah,
You
like,
still
what
flipping the
happened?
same pack. You still or whatever. Like
Yeah,
you
I'm
still
getting money.
you still
I'm
flipping a Z when you should be on the key by now or whatever it is, bro.
Listen,
Where's
man,
the
I'm
progress?
gonna tell you something. Like I said again, not to sound like a hypocrite. You selling drugs, you go to jail. They got a whole cell over there for you and 2 bunks.
Straight
you
up.
and your mans.
Straight up.
I'm
bro.
dead serious.
So yo, I got another question for you too, man. Like say your best friend just came home today, man. Today, no probation, nothing, man. What would you give for advice for him? About
Take
staying out and not going back.
Take it
Just
slow.
take it
Don't look at other people how they what they driving, how they dressed, what they're wearing, and the limelight. Take it slow, like, cause everything is a facade. People that's doing this, doing that, they really not.
Especially nowadays on the level
Yeah.
of social media where
Yeah,
people would rather
yeah, it's a
look
lie.
like they have money than
Yeah.
make money. People would rather look like they're
Yeah.
getting chicks than actually have chicks.
Even if you get a
you know
job,
what I'm saying?
even if you get a job at McDonald's, stick with that until you get something better.
Always, and that's why I always tell people, man, it's easier to get a job when you have a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it is McDonald's, Star Market, at least you know.
I was working when I first got out here. I got a job as security guard at this tavern, basically, in Davis Square, overnight, 2 days, 2 nights. It was 3-4 nights a week, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have a ride.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that's one of the
yeah.
obstacles we face too. I mean, sometimes we get lucky enough out here with
Yeah.
we get the train and all that, bro. I got
Yeah,
a
but
construction
train
job.
closes at 1:00. Oh,
No, yeah, especially doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And I live in Boston.
And then if you gotta pay the Uber, bro, then that's
I didn't
half
have
your
that
night.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
half the
it
whatever.
ain't like I came home. People was like, "Yo, here, take
Yeah.
some." Nah,
Right.
my man looked out for me. Yeah, of course, but
I got more of that when I was out as a juvenile. Motherfuckers
then-
looking out for me
'cause you was
because I
trying to-
kept my mouth shut
Yeah.
on shit too, getting
Yeah.
caught with working. Motherfuckers
Yeah.
was like, boom, boom, here. Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. None of that really this time when I got out, but
I almost crashed
it's
out.
all good.
I almost crashed out when I got out here.
It happens, bro.
But it was on
Close
some
calls
like,
sometimes.
I was working somewhere, driving with no license, but I had my Cape Verdean license. But I didn't know my license was suspended. So I worked there 3 weeks. I told him like, I can't be doing this after I tried to get my license back and everything.
Right.
So I can't be doing this. He's like, why? I'm like, cause my
You get
license
caught
suspended. I'm
up.
going to jail.
Yeah.
I'm getting deported. Imagine.
Right,
man,
that's
I
how I
get
tell
deported
people. I'm not
again,
like y'all. If I get caught, if I get pulled over for like a drinking and driving, or if I didn't have my life,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'm not like y'all might just, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's a driving thing. They don't got no real criminal records. People like us,
Yeah.
held
Oh, yeah, you're
at
gone.
least, bro.
You're
You're
gone.
at least held without
Yeah.
bail or some shit, or
I was
end up
working
gonna get
overnight.
time.
Like I went. That's what I tell you. Like I came back with a vengeance. I was working overnight at this place. I hated it. Like I hated it with a passion.
Was it the schedule,
Yeah,
the overnight
plus the job,
thing,
plus
and the
job.
actual job itself?
See, I like work.
Was
with
it
my
like
hands.
bouncing? Like when you say you were security, or was it like
this was over the weekend. This was like everyday job. It's like a place called Go Puff or whatever. My man hooked me
Oh
up
yeah,
with
yeah,
a job.
yeah.
so
I'm aware
you
of them.
walking every day, and I
Yeah.
don't want to walk.
Right.
But I did that for about 2 months before I got my license. The minute I got my license, I called my boss back. Like, listen, man, I need my license. I need my job back.
Good shit,
Come
bro.
through.
Hell
Worked
yeah.
good last time. Come through.
And that's where you're at now?
Yeah, that's where I'm at now.
Word, bro. Hell yeah.
And-
Proud of you, man.
I'm trying to, you know,
Hell
I'm trying
yeah,
to make
bro.
things happen, man. I'm trying to. I gotta
Yo,
give me a
I
crib,
appreciate
man.
you coming through, bro. Anything else
know
before
that.
I let you go, man? You want to tell the people, man, or anything like that, man? Just
I mean,
Any shout outs? Anybody that's locked up right now? You want to, free them, man?
Just feed them people, man.
Yeah,
the good ones.
The free the ones that never told.
Yeah, I mean, we still go by the code though.
I heard that, bro.
But
it's more of a man code though, I think. Like the whole, if you get caught up in a crime, like you just being a man, you're supposed to be responsible for your actions. It's not about as soon as you get caught. No, but he. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not.
I could have stayed out here when I was fighting my case. I could have beat my case.
If you told on somebody,
Cambridge Detective approached me. I told him I can't say that word right here, but can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
I told him to suck my dick.
Yeah.
And the feds came to me because there's one of my people just brought down the whole hood in Boston because of that shit.
Damn.
So he was like, they're like, oh, you could work with us, and we'll give you your citizenship, and you stay. Send me to a country I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't have that on my back.
And now look at you back. You did it the right way. You did it the manly way, bro. And you out here, you're doing well for yourself. I'm proud of you.
My mom's in God, dog.
Yeah.
That's the only, and the lawyers.
And that's the thing too. Sometimes we may want that fast money. We may want that fast buck, right? But it's like, okay, why? It's not always about us. But what about I'm doing this? What about my mom? Like, what is that gonna put her through if I get caught up again?
My mom went through depression after I got deported.
Yeah, I bet.
She went to see a therapist, but she never told me
until
I got out here.
I can imagine it's a lot, man. So shout out to all the moms, man. Hey, everybody. This is the bounce back. I'm Bobby. It's my boy Elo. It is what it is. What's next is what we make it. Yeah. Peace.
Bounce back, ain't got a moment when they see you down.